Science. 24. Cell signaling. The intricacies of cell signaling, communication within and between cells. 1. Significance of cell signaling. Cell signaling is a fundamental process that allows cells to coordinate their actions and respond to various stimuli in their environment. It plays a crucial role in development, tissue homeostasis, immune responses, and overall organismal function. Through cell signaling, cells can communicate with each other, sending and receiving signals that trigger specific cellular responses. This intricate network of communication ensures the proper functioning and integration of different cell types within multicellular organisms. Without effective cell signaling, the coordinated actions necessary for life would not be possible. 2. Types of cell signaling. Cell signaling can occur through different mechanisms, including autocrine, paracrine, endocrine, and juxtacrine signaling. Autocrine signaling involves cells releasing signaling molecules that act on themselves, influencing their own behavior. Paracrine signaling involves the release of signaling molecules that act on nearby cells. Endocrine signaling involves the release of hormones into the bloodstream, which can reach distant target cells. Juxtacrine signaling occurs when cell surface molecules interact directly with adjacent cells. The various types of cell signaling allow for precise and localized communication between cells, depending on the specific needs and requirements of the organism. 3. Signaling molecules. Cells utilize a diverse range of signaling molecules to transmit information. These molecules can be small molecules, such as gases like nitric oxide or small organic compounds, or they can be larger molecules, such as protein hormones. Examples of signaling molecules include neurotransmitters, growth factors, cytokines, and steroid hormones. The choice of signaling molecule depends on the specific signaling pathway and the nature of the target cells. The binding of signaling molecules to their respective receptors initiates a cascade of events that ultimately leads to a cellular response. 4. Receptors. Receptors are proteins located on the cell surface or within the cell that bind to specific signaling molecules, allowing cells to detect and respond to external signals. Receptors are highly specific, recognizing and binding to their corresponding signaling molecules with high affinity. Once bound, receptors transmit the signal to the interior of the cell, initiating a series of biochemical events that propagate the signal and ultimately trigger a cellular response. Different types of receptors exist, including G-protein coupled receptors, receptor tyrosine kinases, and ligand-gated ion channels, each with their specific mechanisms of signal transduction. 5. Intracellular signaling. Many signaling pathways involve a cascade of events within the cell after the initial signal has been received by the receptor. This intracellular signaling amplifies and propagates the initial signal, allowing for precise regulation of cellular responses. Intracellular signaling pathways often involve the activation or inactivation of proteins through processes such as phosphorylation, which can alter protein activity, localization, or interaction with other molecules. These intracellular signaling cascades enable cells to integrate and process signals, translating them into specific physiological responses. 6. Cellular responses. Cell signaling can elicit a wide range of responses in target cells. These responses can include changes in gene expression, alterations in cell metabolism, cell division, cell differentiation, apoptosis, programmed cell death, and changes in cell migration or morphology. The specific response depends on the nature of the signaling molecule, the receptor, and the downstream signaling pathways activated within the cell. By coordinating these responses, cell signaling allows cells to adapt and respond to their environment, contributing to the overall function and homeostasis of the organism. 7. Cellular communication. Cell signaling plays a crucial role in enabling cells to communicate with each other and respond to their environment. Through cell signaling, cells can detect and respond to external cues, such as growth factors, hormones, neurotransmitters, and environmental signals. This communication allows cells to coordinate their actions, ensuring the proper functioning of tissues and organs within multicellular organisms. Cell signaling is essential for processes such as tissue development, immune responses, wound healing, and neuronal communication. Without effective cellular communication, cells would operate in isolation, impairing the integration and overall function of the organism. 8. Cell adhesion. Cell signaling is involved in regulating cell adhesion, which is crucial for tissue formation and maintaining the structural integrity of multicellular organisms. Cell adhesion molecules, such as cadherins and integrins, mediate interactions between adjacent cells and the extracellular matrix. These molecules are regulated by signaling pathways that influence cell adhesion, migration, and tissue organization. Proper cell adhesion is essential during development, wound healing, immune responses, and the maintenance of tissue architecture. Disruptions in cell adhesion signaling can lead to developmental defects, impaired tissue function, and diseases such as cancer. 9. Neuronal signaling. Cell signaling is particularly critical in the nervous system, where it underlies rapid communication between neurons. Neuronal signaling involves the transmission of electrical and chemical signals, allowing for the relay of information across the complex neural networks of the brain and peripheral nervous system. Neurotransmitters, released by one neuron, bind to receptors on the postsynaptic neuron, triggering specific cellular responses. This synaptic signaling enables processes such as sensory perception, motor control, cognition, and memory formation. Neuronal signaling is crucial for the proper functioning of the nervous system and plays a fundamental role in behavior, learning, and cognition. 10. Hormonal signaling. Hormonal signaling is a key mechanism by which organs and tissues in the body communicate to regulate physiology and behavior. Hormones are signaling molecules produced by endocrine glands and released into the bloodstream, allowing them to reach target cells throughout the body. Hormonal signaling is involved in various physiological processes, including growth and development, metabolism, reproduction, immune responses, and stress responses. By acting on specific target cells, hormones coordinate and regulate the activity of different organ systems, ensuring overall homeostasis and proper functioning of the body. 11. Disease and cell signaling. Many diseases involve disruptions in cell signaling pathways, highlighting the importance of proper signaling for maintaining cellular homeostasis and health. Malfunctioning or dysregulated signaling can contribute to the development of various disorders, including cancer, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, and neurological disorders. For example, mutations in genes encoding signaling molecules, receptors, or components of signaling pathways can lead to aberrant cellular responses, uncontrolled cell proliferation, or impaired physiological functions. Understanding the underlying mechanisms of altered cell signaling is crucial for developing targeted therapies and interventions to treat these diseases. 12. Drug targets. Given the central role of cell signaling in health and disease, many drugs target specific components of signaling pathways to modulate cellular responses. Drug development often focuses on identifying molecules that can interact with signaling receptors, enzymes, or other proteins involved in the signaling cascade. By manipulating cell signaling pathways, drugs can influence cellular responses, restore normal signaling function, or disrupt abnormal signaling associated with disease states. Examples include targeted therapies for cancer that inhibit specific signaling pathways involved in tumor growth or drugs that modulate neurotransmitter signaling in psychiatric disorders. 13. Research techniques. Research in cell signaling utilizes a variety of techniques to investigate the intricacies of cellular communication. Molecular biology techniques, such as gene expression analysis, PCR, and DNA sequencing, provide insights into the genes and molecules involved in signaling pathways. Live cell imaging techniques, including fluorescence microscopy and calcium imaging, allow for real-time visualization of signaling events within cells. Biochemical assays, such as Western blotting and enzyme activity assays, provide quantitative measurements of protein levels and activity. Advanced technologies, including omics approaches and genome-wide screening methods, enable comprehensive analysis of signaling networks and their dynamics. These techniques, in combination, contribute to our understanding of cell signaling mechanisms and their implications in health and disease. 14. Signal transduction. Signal transduction is the process by which an extracellular signal is converted into an intracellular response. It involves a series of molecular events that relay and amplify the initial signal, ensuring an appropriate cellular response. Signal transduction often occurs through the activation or inactivation of proteins in a cascade-like manner. Key components of signal transduction pathways include signaling molecules, receptors, intracellular signaling proteins, and effector molecules that bring about the specific cellular response. The understanding of signal transduction mechanisms allows researchers to decipher the intricacies of how cells interpret and respond to their environment. 15. Second messengers. Second messengers are small molecules that play critical roles in amplifying and propagating cell signals. They act as intermediaries in signaling pathways, relaying the initial signal from the receptor to downstream components. Examples of second messengers include cyclic AMP, CAMP, calcium ions, Ca2+, inositol trisphosphate, IP3, and diacylglycerol, DAG. Second messengers can regulate the activity of various signaling proteins, including kinases and ion channels, and can modulate gene expression and cellular processes. By amplifying the signal and propagating it within the cell, second messengers contribute to the specificity and strength of cellular responses. 16. Ion channels. Ion channels are integral components of cell signaling, especially in the nervous system, where they enable the propagation of electrical signals. Ion channels are membrane proteins that regulate the flow of ions across the cell membrane in response to specific signals. They play a crucial role in generating and propagating electrical signals in neurons, allowing for rapid communication. Additionally, ion channels can be regulated by various signaling pathways, influencing the excitability and activity of cells in response to extracellular cues. Dysfunction of ion channels can lead to neurological disorders and other diseases. 17. Feedback loops. Cell signaling often involves feedback loops, which allow cells to regulate their own activity in response to their environment. Feedback loops can be positive, amplifying the initial signal and promoting a sustained response, or negative, dampening the signal and returning the cell to its baseline state. These feedback mechanisms help maintain cellular homeostasis, ensuring that the cellular response is appropriate and proportional to the external signal. Feedback loops are essential for fine-tuning signaling pathways and preventing excessive or prolonged activation, which could be detrimental to the cell or organism. 18. Cell differentiation. Cell signaling plays a crucial role in cell differentiation, the process by which cells become specialized and acquire specific functions during development. Signaling molecules and their receptors provide cues that guide cells to adopt particular cell fates and differentiate into distinct cell types. By responding to these signals, cells activate specific signaling pathways that drive their differentiation into specialized cell lineages, such as neurons, muscle cells, or immune cells. Cell differentiation is essential for the proper formation and functioning of tissues and organs, ensuring the coordinated and integrated development of multicellular organisms. 19. Cell memory. Cell signaling can induce cell memory by modifying DNA and proteins, allowing cells to maintain a response even after the initial signaling event has ceased. This cell memory can involve epigenetic modifications, such as DNA methylation or histone modifications, that alter gene expression patterns and cellular identity. It can also involve the persistence of activated signaling pathways or the establishment of stable protein complexes that maintain a specific cellular state. Cell memory is important for maintaining cell fate, preserving cellular responses, and enabling long-term changes in cell behavior and function. 20. Evolution of cell signaling. The diversity of cell signaling mechanisms across organisms is a testament to the complexity and adaptability of life through evolution. Signaling pathways have evolved to allow cells to sense and respond to various environmental cues and challenges. Through evolutionary processes, new signaling molecules, receptors, and signaling pathways have emerged, allowing organisms to adapt to changing conditions and exploit new ecological niches. The study of cell signaling in different organisms provides insights into the evolutionary relationships between species and the conserved and divergent aspects of signaling across different branches of the tree of life. 21. Future research. Ongoing research in cell signaling aims to further unravel its complexities, with implications for understanding fundamental biological processes and treating diseases. Future studies will delve into the detailed mechanisms of specific signaling pathways, elucidating the precise molecular events and interactions involved. Advances in imaging technologies and computational modeling will enable the visualization and simulation of signaling processes at high resolution. Integration of data from omics approaches, including genomics, proteomics, and metabolomics, will provide a comprehensive understanding of signaling networks. Moreover, investigations into the crosstalk between different signaling pathways and the dynamic regulation of cell signaling will shed light on the emergent properties and plasticity of cellular responses. These efforts will contribute to a deeper understanding of cell signaling, its role in biology, and its potential for therapeutic interventions. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and comment below if you agree, or would like to add your thoughts.